to sit back and enjoy the action. It's Rangers against Club Brugge in the Champions League playoff with Billy Dodds, Stephen Thompson and Andrew Petrie.
Thank you, Kenny. Good evening. Welcome to Ibrox, a raucous Ibrox. You wouldn't be able to tell that Rangers have made a slightly slow start to the campaign, but tonight they're looking to show their best once more on the continental stage. The noise that accompanied that Champions League anthem, absolutely deafening. Just 2 games away now from the league phase. It's not been the beginning that Rangers head coach Russell Martin would have wanted in the new job. He's got plenty of doubters to win over already, but a win tonight against seasoned Champions League opposition would put a tremendous amount of credit in the bank. They're up against Club Brugge, a side that have played in 7 of the past 9 Champions League campaigns, a side that got to the round of 16 in last year's competition. Beating the Belgians is the goal. Martin is a realist though. He'll want to keep the tie alive until next week back in Belgium. Of course, it's not just some of these fans who've been on his back. He's had concerned texts from his mum already after she read some negative comments on message boards. A famous victory here would reassure her, I'm sure. Well, a quick look at that Rangers team in goals. It's Jack Butland for the back 4 of Max Aarons on the right. John Souttar captaining next to Nasser Giga. A new signing, Jaden Meghoma on the left. A baptism of fire for him awaits. In midfield, it's Joe Rothwell, Mohamed Diamonde and Nicholas Raskan. Ahead of them, it's Jedi Gassama, Oliver Antman and Danilo. On the bench, Liam Kelly, James Tavernier, Connor Barron, Thelo Asgard, Lyle Cameron, Kieran Dowell, Hamza Igaman, Emmanuel Fernandez, Mikey Moore, and youngsters Josh Gentles, Finlay Curtis and Xander Hutton as Club Brugge take a huddle in the middle of their half. You can imagine how that's been greeted around Ibrox. For them, it's a full-strength 11. Simon Mignolet in goals in front of him. A back 4 of Kirani, Sabe, Jonas Beliers, Joaquin Sees at left back, and in the middle, Brandon Mekola making his 500th Club Brugge appearance. Rafael Onyedika in the middle with Alexander Stankovic. Ahead of them, Christos Solis, Carlos Forbes, and Captain Hans Vanaken playing just off the striker, who is Romeo Vermont. The referee in the middle is Francois Letexier, the French official. Cyril Meunier, Erwan Finjon, his assistants. The VAR, Willy Delageau, hopefully not mentioning him too much, is Club Brugge, and their white shirts, black shorts and white socks get us underway, shooting towards the Copeland stand. Rangers in their blue, white, black socks with red trim. And it's an early goal kick to Rangers. You can see Club Brugge's intensity early on. They launched it forward, but the clearance from Gassama bouncing off Carlos Forbes, and Rangers win the goal kick. That's played short to Butland, who launches it long to the right-hand side. Max Aarons is high up. He keeps it in the park. It's a strong challenge, and the ball goes out on the far side. 30 seconds gone, and Rangers have to throw it near the halfway line, in front of the Sandy Jardine stand, shooting from right to left. Ibrox in full voice as the sun sets in Glasgow. Just catching the top of the Copeland stand, which Kenny mentioned had that spectacular tifo before the game. Here is Meghoma getting his first touches. Gassama away from his man, skipping inside. Just takes a step back and is forced to play it back to Nasser Giga, who's playing on the right of the 2 centre halves next to John Souttar, who captains again with James Tavernier on the bench. Giga under pressure, gets out and shifts it to the left. Here's Gassama attacking the Bruges winger. Forbes puts a foot in, but Gassama gets away from him and then plays it to Meghoma, who's up on the left-hand side. He curls a low cross in, it's well cleared. But Rangers fans buoyed by that early attack from young Meghoma.
Yeah, Gassama started the match really sharply, really nice wee turn, and Meghoma offering the overlap, getting the ball, tries to play it in first time near post, but it was cut out. It'd be good for him to get his first touch under his belt. Wasn't a bad one either.
Like I said before the game, just 22 games of men's first team football for Jaden Meghoma before tonight. An England under-19 international who Russell Martin knows well from his time at Southampton. Clearly has a lot of trust in the youngster. Will he repay that trust this evening? It's Gassama with the ball on the left. Rascan's made the run in front of him. He swivels and looks for Danilo, but the pass is inaccurate. Danilo picks up though on the edge of the D, gets the shot away, but it's blocked. And Brugge clear it quickly, and there's a mistake between keeper and defender, and this could be the chance for Brugge! They hit the front after 2.5 minutes, and it's Romeo Vermont with the goal. A complete disaster at the back between Njigga and Butland, and it gave Vermont all the time in the world to steal onto the ball and just chip the helpless Butland to give Brugge the perfect start, and it's an absolute nightmare for Rangers.
I'm not sure I can believe what I'm seeing, Dodgy. I mean, who are you blaming? Are you blaming the goalkeeper? Are you blaming Njigga? It's a ball over the top.
I think Giga's got to deal with it. I really do.
It's just a hopeful ball over the top. He's got no right to get there. Yeah, Njigga just stops.
He's not. I mean, Jack Butland ain't coming that far. Giga's had one. Even if he is thinking about coming,
he's still got to finish the run.
45 yards, he's out his box. Yeah, he's got to make sure he just goes back with a striker, Vermont, and back. Listen, right, it's an absolute disaster. Tom was talking about it before the game. Take nothing away from this finish, Tom. We're a bit proud of this.
Quality.
I mean, he's not just dinked it, he's curled it, started it wide. There is no chance for Butland from about 30 yards. Dinked it over Butland. It's the worst possible start for Rangers, but a brilliant goal from Vermont. Well taken.
Well, they're on the attack again here, Rangers. It's Gassama on the left-hand side. He tries to cross it. It's blocked by Sabe, but it's a corner. And Gassama whips up the Ibrox crowd, who were stunned to silence after only 2.5 minutes. Like Stephen Thompson, they could not believe what they'd seen. It's Club Brugge who have made the fast start, but it's Rangers who have the corner. And Joe Rothwell looking to swing this one in. Can Rangers reply quickly? It's an unbelievable start at Ibrox. Rothwell swings it in. It's well headed away, no player in blue attacking, and Carlos Forbes is after it against Meghoma, but Meghoma just about hangs on to the ball and lays it off to Rothwell. He saw the pace of Carlos Forbes.
Yeah, you don't want to be giving him any space in behind you at all. He was absolutely rapid there.
And Joe Rothwell gives the ball away, and then Mohamed Diamonde gives away the free kick. It's going from bad to worse at the moment for Rangers. Stunned themselves after that slow start. Nasser Giga just completely lost, and no chance for Jack Butland as Romeo Vermont stole in.
They started the game well though. That's the damning thing. I mean, they looked threatening. Tomo was talking about Gassama looking lively. Then suddenly just Big Giga just switches off. Yes, let it over your shoulder. Yes, sprint back with the boy though, just in case Jack Butland's not coming. It's still 40 yards for goal. Jack Butland doesn't decide to come. It's a disaster all round, but it's some finish.
They've got to keep their form now though, Doddsy, because you can go 1-0 down in a game, you know, and still be in the tie. They've got to let it not affect them badly here.
We've talked about their mentality plenty, particularly in the pre-match, and they've got to show it here. 1-0 down already after 5.5 minutes. It's a throw into Brugge on the near side, just in front of Nicky High-End's technical area. Sabe with the throw. It's a really young Brugge backline, I should add as well. Sabe only 20 years of age. Spaliers 20 years of age as well. Joaquin Says 20, and then Brandon Mekala 32, adding the experience in the middle, so Rangers can attack that. At the moment they're defending, and it's Carlos Forbes in behind. The flag stays down. Mecoma's battling with him. I don't know if Butland's kept that in. I don't think he has. It will be a Brugge corner, and again an early sighting of Carlos Forbes running at Jaden Mecoma. It's going to be a real test for the youngster.
It is, but I have to say he dealt with it really well, Doddsy. He looks quick as well.
We know Forbes is quick, so the race was, I thought he'd done it with the pace.
He did really well to get back in and get his body there.
It's Brugge to take this corner on the right-hand side. It's an outswinger as the Brugge player clears some of the sheets of tifo off the pitch. Swing, ball in now. It's come to a free player and it's gone in. It's 2-0. 6.5 minutes gone. Rangers 0, Club Brugge 2. Stand still, marking at the back from that Brugge corner. Russell Martin watching on his iPad, one of the coaches with his head in his hands. Jack Butland picking the ball out of the net for the second time before the 7th minute at Ibrox, and the boos are raining down from the stands.
They've done their homework. I mean, we talked again before the game, they've changed to zonal, they just smother them and then they hit the outswinger to the spare player, because Rangers have got 3 against the 4, so there's always one spare, and they cut back, he comes from the edge of the box and he just guides it on targets through a rucky bodies, and Rangers find them.
Why have Rangers not got a man ringing the edge of the box?
Because they use them all up for the zonal line, Tom,
right,
and they've only got
I mean, you're right, they've 100% done their homework, because he's come from well out the picture there. It's as simple as the side foots into the back of the net. The whole Rangers defence trying to pick up and mark in the box. Nobody was paying attention to the goal scorer who came from deep. Well, I said they had to keep their form. They've not.
They certainly haven't. Rangers 2-0 down to Club Brugge. We've only played just under 8 minutes here at Ibrox. It was Jorna Spiliers with that goal, ghosting in the middle of the box, completely unmarked. His shot deflecting off Suter, and it's Brugge into the box again. Carlos Forbes takes it on his right, crosses it, and it's deflected over the bar. Almost a third for Brugge. Rangers on the ropes so early on.
It's so open, Andrew. I mean, the ball goes to left and it's a switchy play. We've talked about Forbes this time. He's at Migoma, he leaves him and he cuts it back, comes off his suit, could have gone anywhere. It could have been 3-0.
This is quite incredible at Ibrox. We talked about the number of chances that Rangers have given away in recent weeks. They've not always been punished. They're being punished tonight. It's another corner, and this time it's just played short to Saba. He's got a man on the edge of the box, and Joaquin says it's back out. Brugge have all the time in the world to knock this into the box. It says on the left foot, he knocks it back. Onyedika curls it in behind. The ball on the left-hand side of the area now, but the offside flag goes up. And again, the Rangers defence there at the set piece, just quite happy to let Brugge knock the ball about there.
Yeah, they switched off the quick short corner, and it came to the edge of the box. I think it was for Says. For me, he's got to unleash. He's free 20 yards out. They try and keep the ball and work it round the ring of the edge of the box, when really they should have put it in. They had numbers in the box, but Rangers absolutely rocking here.
Migoma tries to play the ball over the top. Forbes close it down. Suter then plays it back to Butland. If there weren't nerves before the game, there are certainly nerves now amongst this Rangers back line. Still got the ball at the moment. Diamonde on the halfway line knocks it back to Max Aarons. Looking around for the pass, has to knock it back to John Suter. It was interesting, his reaction after the first goal. As soon as he got the ball, he charged up the pitch, drove Rangers forward. A real statement of intent, but it's not lasted long. They ship the second soon after. He tries to play the ball in behind to Gassama. Save had to be quick there, and he just knocks it out for a throw-in. Gassama thinks about the early throw. Migoma wanted it, and instead it just goes over his head back to John Suter. Rangers a little more patient on the approach this time. Rothwell knocking it back to Suter in the Brugge half. Rothwell under pressure from Romeo Vermont. Comes back to Suter now, just inside the Brugge half. He plays it forward to Danilo. It's a hard pass, and it's a poor one-touch pass from Danilo that loses possession.
Well, Doddsy will tell you, Doddsy was absolutely brilliant at that type of movement off the defender. Take your touch, secure the ball. He goes for the first touch layoff. He wasn't under massive pressure and gives the ball back to Brugge, who can launch another attack. It has to be better than that.
Especially at this level, it's got to be sticking, get you up the park. You're 2-0 down, you've had a setback, you're going to have to show some amount of bottle here.
Gassama tried to play it to Butland. There was pressure on it. Butland just about got it away, and Joaquin says couldn't intercept. Now Rangers can attack though. Goes through the middle of the pitch, and Rothwell tries to ping it out to Gassama. He tries to head the ball down to control it, but it's a poor one, and instead it's Brugge coming forward. Forbes up against Migoma, cuts inside on the left foot, gets away from Migoma, a little back heel, and then just knocks it back to Onyedika. Rangers get bodies behind the ball. It's sprayed out to Says by Brandon Mekala. Brugge now with it in the centre circle. It's up to Saba on the right-hand side. Just a period of calm now after that unbelievable start. 11 minutes gone. Rangers 0, Club Brugge 2, if you're just joining us here on Sportsound. Rangers rocked by those two early goals. Do they have a response? Or is this tie almost already done after only 12 minutes? It would be foolish to write it off just yet, but Rangers have given themselves an absolute mountain to climb in the opening stages of the first leg of this Champions League playoff.
You would never rule it out a comeback, especially at Ibrox, but what I would say is this team are hugely experienced in Europe and the elite of Europe as well. As I said to Kenny, last 16 in the Champions League last year, you saw the performance, especially first half against Celtic. I mean, they can keep the ball for fun. Rangers are really toiling just now, but they need some sort of lift.
We might have it here. Rascan up against Onyedika on the edge of the Bruges box, but the foul goes against Rangers. That was the first time that they'd really pressed and Bruges had been unable to break out of it. But instead, Rascan gives away the free kick and it releases that pressure.
Yeah, it was good pressure from Rascan. He was unlucky to give the foul away, but this team are very comfortable in possession of the ball. Not afraid to knock it about and invite pressure from Rangers and then try and pick them off.
It's Spiliers who has it currently. Clips the ball forward. It could be in behind Giga here. He just about takes the touch and then plays it back to Butland. Christos Solis was in there. The play is stopped. Romeo Vermont has gone down. He's beckoning on the physio. He thinks he's taken one to the jaw there. But again, just the nerves when Giga was just able to get a toe to the ball.
I don't know what you're thinking, Stephen, but as soon as he takes it down and he's facing this way, just take a couple of steps and make a nice easy pass.
Or come out the way, yeah, instead of going back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, yes.
But then he's trying to play everything safe. I mean, I know you're saying it's an easy pass. He's thinking to himself, I don't want to be on this ball here. I'll just knock it back to Butland. But actually, it wasn't as safe as he thought. Let's see if there was anything in this. Nah,
nothing.
Or is it here?
No, I think it was John Suter who clashed there with Romeo Vermont. I didn't see a huge man.
I didn't
know.
Maybe
caught his lip, but
I would be saying get up.
Yeah, I'd agree
Looking
with that.
at those pictures,
really not a lot in that for me.
But the man who has had a nightmare in the first goal, Giga, I mean, you can see it's got to him, the nerves. He just, I can't believe he's not tracked to man back just to cover it, just in case it did go wrong. And then when Butland backtracks, that leaves a gap. Now, we talked about how well the goal was taken from Vermont, but and then they lose a second. They could have lost a third. It could be worse. They've got to try and just get some. I know it's easy to say, but 15 minutes into the game, you've got to try and find some calmness, because they've been done with a mistake. They've been done at a set piece. We were in depth about it at the start of the programme, and it's came to fruition. But they just need to play for the next goal, but they need to get some calmness in the game, because they still look nervous.
Yeah, they do. There's no doubt about that, especially at the back.
It's Giga on the ball at the back of the moment is Romeo Vermont. Runs back on. Giga, the centre half. He's started every game of Russell Martin's tenure so far. On loan from Wolves, the Burkina Faso defender. He just knocks it across to John Suter, the captain for the evening. I suppose it's his job more than anyone to try and instill that calm into his Rangers teammates. As they work the ball up the right-hand side, Ant-Man with the flick on, nowhere really near. Mohamed Diamonde and Bruges just work the ball back to Simon Mignolet, the former Liverpool keeper. It's up the right-hand side. Forbes flicks on. Vermont able to get there in front of Suter, and he lays it off to Forbes, who threatens to ghost past John Suter, but then just pulls it back. Magoma maybe leaving one on him slightly there, as Bruges look comfortable on the ball again. Mechelen has it in the centre circle at the moment. 15 minutes gone. Rangers 0, Club Brugge 2, and it's Bruges who are knocking the ball about for fun, although Onyedika under a little bit of pressure there and has to play it all the way back to Mignolet, now 37 years of age. And he just chips it out. Meghoma able to pick that one off, but not able to find a teammate. Comes back to Bruges. The possession stats early on apparently still 50-50, but it seems like Bruges have had plenty of the ball as Gassama cuts out that ball from the back, but his Rangers teammates slow to respond, and Bruges come forward again. Vanaken, not seen too much of him so far, tries to play Solis in behind. Butland clears away, but Vanaken able to take the touch. He just lays it back to Alexander Stankovic.
You know what, Andrew, I'm looking at him, right? Rothwell's finding himself for the last 10 minutes out in the left-hand side, and Vanaken just finds a brilliant area when the goalkeeper gets the ball. He's the one off the front, but he finds himself coming out to Rangers right, and he's getting all sorts of space.
It's Solis with the ball on the right, crosses low, and John Suter clears that one. Will go for a corner, and again. It was that ball in behind, finding Christos Solis, who's, we thought he was going to start off the left, but he's really been floating about, as has Hans Van Aken as well. A really fluid front line for Club Brugge. Rangers made to defend another corner from the right-hand side. It's Solis to defend. This was where the second goal came from. Rangers have to defend the set piece better. The outswinger, comes in, and it's Suter who plants the header away. And Saba picks up and then gets it right back down to Solis on the right. He skips in behind Gassama. No one closing him down. Can't pick out a man in the middle. And it bounces behind for another corner. Again, Rangers slow to react to the Club Brugge pressure.
Yeah, I mean, they clear the first one, but the ball back in to the danger area is brilliant and quick. And Gassama just stops on it. I think he's thinking that Migoma's going to come out. He doesn't. And they get away with one because, again, they flash it into a really dangerous area. It ricochets behind for yet another corner.
Got to organise for the second phase.
Solis this time plays it short. Saba to Says. He's got plenty of room, but he just knocks it back out wide. Solis with the right foot cross. It's heavy. I don't know if anyone will keep that in. In fact, Brandon Mekala will get there. So Rangers still defending just on the edge of their box now as it's worked to Joaquin Says, and Club Brugge looks so comfortable on the ball, so calm and composed. Those two early goals have settled any nerves they would have had, although I'm not sure they would have had many. As Billy Dodds was saying, they are a seasoned Champions League side, made it to the round of 16 last season before being knocked out by Aston Villa. But the ball now with Rangers, Nasser Giga inside their own half. It's, well, patient is one word for it as they come forward now. Oliver Antman on the right hand side. Aarons had made the run. It was just cut out by, I think it was Romeo Vermont, the striker back there, doing his defensive duties. He keeps the ball in, then knocks it inside. Brilliant play. A 50-50 that Van Aken wins against Giga. And Brugge in behind again. It's come perfectly to Stankovic. He lays it to Forbes, though, just inside the box up against Magoma. He knocks it back to Stankovic, tries the clip ball in. Raskan gets a foot to it. It drops to Michelin! 3-0 to Club Brugge! After only 19 minutes, this Champions League playoff tie might be done and dusted. Rangers routed at Ibrox. And there's plenty around these stands who cannot believe what they're seeing. This third goal, the pick of the bunch on his 500th appearance for Club Brugge. Brandon Mekala absolutely rockets one in from the edge of the box. And the boos and the cheers ring down around Ibrox. And some fans, after less than 20 minutes, have seen enough.
Well, you can't blame them, to be honest with you. 3-0 down, 19 minutes in. Again, defensively not good enough from Rangers. And this one, you have to say, they don't clear it at all well. Rothwell's guilty, but it's picked up. They're on the front foot. The strike is incredible from Mekala. A really, really top strike. But again, you can go back and look at 3 separate occasions. Rangers did not clear the ball from the edge of their box or from the danger area. Looking at 6s and 7s. No goalie's saving that. It's an unbelievable strike, but there is so much wrong with this Rangers defensive performance.
It's not just defence, Tom, on midfield as well. They had runners coming off of them there. Then they weren't clearing it properly, and it sums it up when the centre half picks up and hits a half volley from 25 yards that we saw it with at the perfect angle that arrows right into the bottom corner. But they are arriving at every second ball. They're finding space. They've got extra men in the middle of the pitch, and they look just way too good so far.
It's Rangers who have the ball with Judy Gassama. Works the 1-2 with Rothwell. He's been the brightest spark for Rangers on a very dull night so far, but it's Antman who has it on the right hand side. Twinkle Toes knocks it back. The cross comes in. No one at the back post. And it feels like with every mistake that comes from Rangers at the moment, it will be met with boos and jeers as a fan in the Broomloan stand punts the ball back onto the pitch in anger. Rangers have been completely outclassed in the first 21 minutes. 3-0 down to Club Brugge in Ibrox. They are completely stunned.
I mean, it was a slightly better attack from Rangers, and Gassama cutting across the pitch, feeds it out to his other wide man, Antman, a wee back heel, but the delivery then in from Diamonde was really, really poor, and that was met with jeers, but it was slightly more positive.
But Brugge coming forward again. Hans Van Aken able to pick up on the halfway line. This time he just turns back. It was Nicola Raskan there who gave the ball away in the Brugge half with a loose touch. And these players just look shells of themselves, really. And this crowd at Ibrox, I was going to say unsure how to react. They know how to react at the moment. They are absolutely furious with what they've seen. Russell Martin has some job on his hands. It was going to be a huge financial boost and a huge confidence boost if they could produce one of those famous European nights that they've produced time and time again in recent years. Tonight has not been one of those nights. It's been far from it. Of course, only 22 minutes in, we're practically writing it off already. If they were able to get anything from this, it would be quite miraculous.
Just one right away. I mean, Raskan is playing the deeper line role. I don't think Joe Rothwell's got the legs to play on the left-hand side, and not just blaming Rothwell, but I just think Raskan is better in the three, slightly in the left, get himself forward from there, and also deepening to take the ball, but he can't influence the game. He's finding it tough, and Rothwell hasn't got the legs on that left-hand side.
Onyedika with the pass straight through the middle to find Van Aken. No one near him. He sprays it out to the left. Joaquin says, can he pick out a man in the middle? Vermont was there, completely unmarked, but he didn't catch his left-footed strike cleanly at all, and it just rolled through to Butland. But that could have been 4 quite easily.
It wasn't that difficult an opportunity, to be honest with you. Again, it's a brilliant pass from the centre half. It splits the two midfielders, Raskin and Modo, who are just standing looking at it. Goes wide, and when it comes into the box, I mean, you expect him to show a wee bit of composure. He just kind of slashed at it and got it caught under his feet. But if he just side foots that, it takes a wee bit more time and care with it. It was another really decent opportunity.
None of them's got the discipline, Tomo, to look after Van Aken, though. That's what I'm talking about. Rothwell on the left, Raskin sitting, got to be peeling over your shoulder to see where the 10 is, see what area he's taking out. He's not just going to stay central and just off the striker, he's going to get into wider areas, and he's just destroying them in there. Van Aken said he was a good player.
Going himself, he then goes down, and it's a free kick to Rangers. Now this could be a chance. It looked like a sore for Van Aken. He completely collides with Brandon Mekela, who stayed down on the turf as well. That was Max Aarons taking the job into his own hands. He just, well, he's not hit his face there. He's gone down holding his face. It did look like a sore one, maybe winded him. Both players still down at the moment. I don't think the physios are going to come on. But this will be a good opportunity from Rangers. It's Joe Rothwell stood over it. It's just a little to the right of centre, 20-25 yards from goal. Of course, this is Tavernier territory, but he's left on the subs bench, so Diamonde and Rothwell currently stand over it. And a chance for Rangers to try and get something back in this game. 25 minutes gone, Rangers 0, Club Brugge 3.
It was a positive drive from Max Aarons, taking the ball, not looking for a pass, driving with it. It's past the first press, going towards the defenders, and it was a body check, there's no doubt. It's a free kick. It is a decent opportunity.
It's Rothwell over this, and he's got plenty of bodies to aim for in the middle as well. That's where he was looking. Perhaps he's just given the goalkeeper the eyes. He might go for a goal from here himself. That's what he does, and it hits perhaps the outside of the post and goes wide. It was certainly close from Joe Rothwell.
Yeah, I think it might have shaved the post. It's a really good effort. Everybody's expecting the cross. It's just clipped outside of the left post, so that could have got Rangers back in. It's a good effort from Rothwell. Everybody expected the cross, as I say, and he does the goalkeeper. Mignolet is just looking at it. He's never getting there. It's a little let off for Brugge.
They need moments like that to go their way for the remainder of this game if they are to somehow take any hope at all to Belgium, as the ball is almost played over the top. It comes to Hans Van Aken, and now the offside flag goes up. There's just a couple of occasions already in this game. I noticed it with Jerry Gassama, I noticed it with Nico Raskan 2 or 3 minutes ago, where they've got the ball, they're looking for options, and they're gesturing with their hands like there's nothing on for them, there's nothing they want to pass the ball to. Is that a problem with the tactics? Is that a problem with the players?
It's what happens when you're 3-0 down. It's what happens when you're 3-0 down.
But I would look at the other side as well, where they've got to get some discipline in the defensive stuff. They're not taking care. They're man for man in midfield, and they can't sort it. The big boy Van Aken's running amok.
Aye.
I told you, he's a captain. He's one, for me, the best player, and he's having a field day because he's just finding himself in between centre-half back line in midfield.
And nobody really knows how to pick him up. I mean, I think either between Raskin and Waddle, somebody as well just sitting on him.
Absolutely.
It's Rangers with the ball on the right-hand touchline, knocked back into their own half now. Mohamed Diamonde picking up, goes to John Souttar. He's got Jaden McHoma to the left, that's where he goes, the youngster on loan from Brentford, making his Rangers debut. Gassama with the ball. McHoma had made the run, he ignored him and just went himself. Gets away from Saba, takes it to the touchline, pulls it all the way back. No Rangers players there, but Ant-Man picks up on the edge of the box. The move recycled now. Jaden McHoma has it again. He's got Gassama for company. He makes the run, but Forbes is back there to cut it out, and it's cleared by Stankovic, and Vermont trying to win the ball, but he concedes the throw. Rangers with a little bit of pressure now, trying to get the momentum back on their side, really for the first time since the opening minute of this game. Of course, it was only a minute later that Vermont scored that goal after that horrendous mistake from Nasser Giga. Let him in. Rangers on the ropes, but how are they responding?
Yeah, there's a little bit of possession, and obviously got a lift from hitting the post. Could have been doing with it getting in. I love that from Forbes. Winger doing the shift, doing the fullback, because it was a good run from McGoma.
It's Diamonde now, the ball high up the pitch. Ant-Man with it on the right hand side, back to Diamonde, plays the 1-2, it takes a deflection, shout for handball, it goes out for a corner. It was Mohamed Diamonde working the 1-2, trying to make the first real chance in the box for Rangers. Rothwell takes it quickly, but Brandon Mekala still down in the box, and perhaps we'll get the chance to see if there was a handball. Was it a shout more of desperation, or was there something genuine in it? Mekala gesturing to his ear, perhaps the bluff of a guilty party. It doesn't look like there is going to be any VAR stoppage, so Rothwell stands over the corner. An in-swinger from the left-hand side. Goes to the back post. Simon Mignolet comes and gathers comfortably up against John Souttar. Forbes had made the run, as had Christos Solis, but Simon Mignolet, 37 years of age, using all of his experience, just calming things right back down. Almost half an hour gone. Rangers 0, Club Brugge 3 in the first leg of this Champions League playoff. Of course, the Europa League, no small consolation for Rangers, but financially, confidence-wise, would have been such a boost to Russell Martin. Perhaps the rest of his summer transfer window plans perhaps impacted on what happens in this tie, as Danilo goes down on the edge of the box, and that will be another Rangers free kick. Maybe a little too wide for Joe Rothwell this time, but another decent chance for Rangers here.
Yeah, it's him that set the press, so he was right up against his man and got a little toe on it, and then there was that made it break to Danilo, and the player come right through the back of him.
Onyedika it was,
Onyedika, and he gives a free kick. So another opportunity, better from Rangers, went to just get the press going.
I think this one has to come in though, doesn't it?
A little bit of an angle, Tomo.
Well, he's got Giga, he's got Souttar, Diamonde in there as well. Rothwell with a free kick from 25 yards on the right hand side. It's curled to the back post. Diamonde keeps it in, but it's just headed back, and Carlos Forbes volleys away. Solis up against Max Aarons, but he just turns back. It's a poor touch from the Greek international, and Rangers win the throw. Raskan plays the 1-2 with Max Aarons. That's much better from Rangers. It's Gassama, Ant-Man in the middle of the pitch. Rangers coming forward now. It's played to Diamonde on the left. Cuts it back onto the right foot. Good cross in. It's headed away. Might drop for Aarons. Takes the touch instead of going for it. And Hans Vanaken blocks and gets the ball to Solis, who tries to skip away from Raskan and falls. And this could be a chance instead for Rangers coming forward. Gassama into the box now. Rangers on the counter. He tries the curled effort, and it's curled wide. Gassama, he scored 4 goals already in his Rangers career. Some of them very reminiscent of where he was there in the box. Cuts it onto the right, curls, but it goes a few yards wide of the left-hand post.
You can see what he was trying to do. He scored one here similar a couple of weeks back, cutting in on his right-hand side, tries to just shape it into the goalkeeper's left-hand corner, but he set it out far too wide. It was never coming back in, but actually this last few minutes, just Rangers getting their tails up a wee bit for the first time in the game, looking as though they might be capable of scoring a goal.
They've won the ball back in the Bruges half. John Suter picking off Stankovic's pass. Raskan back to Rothwell. And the boos there were because Rothwell knocked it back to Mekhoma instead of taking it further forward. It's all the way back with Giga in the centre circle, who very slow, very patient, very ponderous. And that's how some have described Russell Martin's Rangers side so far. In the 7 games that he's had, his 8th has been a disaster so far. 3-0 down already. Rangers knocking the ball about at the moment. Nico Raskan back in the centre circle. He's got a couple of options on the right. He goes to Max Ahrens. Oliver Antman ahead of him just comes in on the left foot. Raskan to Diamonde. It was a slow pass. And it's worked back to Raskan, who tries to slip it in behind the defence, and it's cleared there by Christos Zolis, who was well back. And that's something very impressive about this Bruges side. The offensive players not just happy to stay forward, they're tracking back all the time. We've seen Carlos Forbes and now Christos Zolis doing it as well. Zolis, who picks off that pass from Rangers, but it just comes back to Nico Raskan. Romeo Vermont unable to get there. Now a bit of room for Mekhoma. Carlos Forbes sprinting back to put him under pressure. Gassama trying to turn away from Saba, but it goes out for a throw-in on the near side.
Yeah, you're right to point out they work ever so hard. Even the front four I spoke about at the start of the game, where they're the most dangerous players, all working for the team. You've got to admire that. Gassama has been Rangers' bright spark. It's been the one that's been direct right from the start. What he got at players making good runs off the ball, but they need more of it to get back in this.
Certainly do. It's a Bruges throw on the near side. Like I say, of course, a seasoned European outfit. They lost the League 2 Union Saint-Gilloise last season. Coming forward again now. They're looking to bounce back from that disappointment with another run in Europe. And it's Solis running at Max Ahrens. He thinks about coming in on the right, then plays the pass across. It was a poor one though, inaccurate. And Raskan able to try and flick onto Gassama. Sabe trying to win the ball back off Gassama. It will be a Rangers throw though in their own half. It's also a Bruges team who are in superb form. They've only lost 1 game so far this season. That was to KV Mechelen in the league. They've already beat Union Saint-Gilloise in the Super Cup, beat Genk and Cercle Bruges, their city rivals, Waregem in the Pro League as well. And then, of course, they got through that Champions League third round qualifying tie against Red Bull Salzburg. A real scalp there, won 1-0 out in Austria. Vermont got the goal there and beat them 3-2 at the Jan Bredel Stadion. Looks set at the moment for an 8th Champions League campaign in a decade, and they've used the funds from that superbly. They've made about 80 million in departures this summer. Plenty of players have come and gone, but they've replaced them adequately, spent plenty of money as well. One of those players on the bench, Diakon, signed from Stade Ram yesterday. It's Bruges who currently have the ball on the halfway line. Rangers looking for a response. If they can even get 1 goal before the half-time whistle in about 10 minutes, it will be a huge boost. But at the moment, there is sweet little for Russell Martin to think too positively on. I've heard some people talking on podcasts and writing in papers that it might take up to 10 months for Russell Martin's ideas to bed in. No, he doesn't have that time, as Carlos Forbes can't control the ball, and it goes out for a Rangers throw deep in their own half. Mekhoma frustrated though with the lack of options. He wanted to take it quickly.
He did well again defensively. I mean, we've spoken about Forbes and his pace, and again he managed to match him, use his body well to get in front, and he was wanting to find the quick throw, but it wasn't on. He's only just taken it now.
Billy, I mentioned that kind of 10-month bedding in period. What do you make of that? Is he going to have nearly enough time, or is that just completely unrealistic as not just a Rangers manager but a football manager these days?
Yeah, just football in general. That's the kind of thing you would love to get time, you'd love to implement and bed in your ideas. Sorry, you just don't get it. It's as simple as that, as black and white as that.
Ball comes up the pitch again. John Suter's clearance not the best. It will go for a throw, but it's deep in the Rangers half. What can Club Bruges conjure here? Carlos Forbes coming across. It will be Saba, the right back, to take it. He just Plays it back to Stankovic, and it's rolled all the way back into the Bruges half of the centre halves to play it around. You have to imagine it 3-0 up. They're pretty comfortable with this scoreline there. Happy to not go searching for a fourth, but to only take the opportunity if it arises organically. And this Rangers defence have been so shaky, so leaky in the early stages of this season that you just have to think it might come up for them again soon. It's Onyedika who's dropped really deep there inside his own box, and it's played to Says. They're able to kind of break any press that Rangers are trying with the depth of that midfielder, and there's so much room on the right hand side for Forbes if Says can find him. There's 3 players over here. Carlos Forbes has it in the box, he gets it onto his left foot and he curls for goal, and this time Jack Butland makes the save. Club Brugge close to a fourth again, defending at 6s and 7s for Rangers. A huge chance for Club Brugge, but Butland this time able to produce.
It's a great save from Butland, but I actually think Forbes should put that in the back of the net. He's got about another metre to work with to Butland's right as he tries to curl it into that bottom corner. But you've got to ask, how are Rangers so far across to the right hand side of the pitch? We could see that the switch was on. They saw it. When the switch does come, it's basically a 1v1 that Magoma's left with no cover, nobody helping him, and he cuts inside Forbes, and really he should be scoring. Good save Butland, or else it's 4-0.
Their movement's amazing. I'm watching them closely. Sabah is high in the right, and the goalkeeper's got the ball, if you can imagine, and then Stankovic comes into the full-back area, the midfielder, and then that's when Solis comes in the pitch, and Vanaken, he goes and takes up any position. So you've got Solis coming into a 10 position, Vanaken already there taking up any position, and then that's what draws all the Rangers players across, and Stankovic then runs out of the full-back slot, gets right over the pitch, pushes on Vanaken again, pushes on Solis, and then that's when the gap creates, because the full Rangers team, including the full-back Magoma, is halfway across the pitch, and the switch is on. They switch it again, and then Forbes does the curler. They have been well coached. They look, as we've said, an experienced European team, and you can see it. They can see the basic movement, but that basic movement is killing Rangers. They're looking around and see who's getting who. It's one of those nights, and it's not nice when you're out there and that's happening.
No, it certainly is not.
And it's Club Brugge off the corner. There was a delay there as Romeo Vermont. He doesn't look quite happy with something. Might be his hamstring. He's off the pitch at the moment, so Club Brugge briefly down to 10, but they've got the attacking corner. And they've got everyone up the pitch apart from Simon Mignolet as well. They're looking for their fourth here. He might have sensed weakness as the corner comes to the front post. It's well headed away by Danilo, and in fact, their whistle goes. There's going to be a free kick there to Rangers. So they're let off this time. Vermont back onto the pitch. Bruges restored to their, Club Brugge I should say, restored to their full complement. We'll see how long Romeo Vermont, the scorer of the first goal, can soldier on for. 40 minutes gone. Rangers 0, Club Brugge 3. And Club Brugge looking every inch the Champions League team as Gassama tries to get onto the end of a Magoma ball through. Rangers have the corner.
Decent enough wee ball in from Magoma over the top of the full back. Gassama to try and chase. Eventually it was played out by the recovering Vanaken, who seems to be just about everywhere on the pitch, but they've got a corner.
And it's Rothwell to swing this one in. Plenty of Rangers players currently lined up at the back post. And that's where it goes. John Suter lurking. Mignolet comes and asserts his authority with a strong punch, and Ant-Man is passed back, just about had enough on it. Max Aaron's able to pick up and tries to clip back into Danilo, takes the touch, but it doesn't fall to a Rangers player. If he could have controlled that a little better, it could have been a decent chance for Danilo, but his touch was behind him. He was never getting back to it. Gassama tries to play it into Magoma on the underlap, but Stankovic picks it off and plays it out, tries to play it up the line for Forbes. It goes straight out, and Russell Martin catches and plays it to Raskan. A little clap as he tries to instill some encouragement in his players. My oh my, do they need it tonight. 3-0 down to Club Brugge at Ibrox. It has been a real horror show at times for Rangers, particularly in defence. It looks currently like there's no way back for them, but this Rangers side is so vacillating. You have no idea what they're going to do 1 minute to the next, and I think that might be the real frustration for Rangers fans. There's just no consistency at all, and That's certainly been the case for Russell Martin as John Souttar takes the ball.
Well, they're coached to keep the ball, and that's what they're doing, but they need to realise the scoreline. 3-0 down, we've got to hit forward passes.
Maghoma tries the cross into the back post. Joaquin says, lets it bounce. Ant-Man putting him under all sorts of pressure, but Christos Solis back there again. And Vanaken with a flick on, trying to release says. Nico Raskan makes the tackle, wins the throw. I think that's about the first thing tonight that's come off for Nico Raskan. He's not had the best of evenings since being reinstated to the squad. I think Russell Martin said his head's back in the right place. He's kind of ignored all the gossip around him. There's plenty of speculation that he might be one of the assets Rangers would look to sell this summer. At the moment it looks like he's staying. Gassama to Maghoma on the underlap, tries that first time ball in. He's up against Forbes. It's a real battle between the two, and he wins the corner. Brilliant play from Jaden Maghoma, and again he rallies the crowd. And of all the Rangers players who have had pass marks so far, there's not many, but Maghoma on his debut, only his 23rd game as a professional in first team football, he's been one of the slightly better players for Rangers.
Certainly tenacious enough.
Gets Rothwell with the corner in, headed away by Saba, and Solis is onto this in a flash. Up against Aarons, he turns, Forbes is there and he'll burst away. And he gets the touch away from Diamonde. Big shout for a handball. Forbes has gone down, clutching his ankle. Play goes on. Aarons picks it up. I don't know if the whistle had actually gone, but there will be physio treatment now to Forbes, and I wonder if there will be a little look at this, because it looked to me from the position we have here, Mohamed Diamonde might have handballed that. Maybe it bounces off his leg. We'll have another look here. What do you make of that, Billy Dodds?
Forbes got the right, the first touch, but then he's kicked it. It's not Mo Diamandi's fault that. He's maybe given himself a sore one because he's kicked into him eventually. He got the first touch, but definitely brushed off Diamondi, got a bit of the ball. Aarons has got to do better.
What's he doing? Why is he not going to the ball?
He's the last man. He's
so hesitant.
He's got to be absolutely sure and make sure he is taking responsibility and determined that I'm going to get that ball. But it was a little bit like the goal, Tom, where he stepped off it, didn't he? And then it was panic.
Well, he was just kind of caught in between, but either you've got to deepen right off and give yourself the 20 yards, or you've got to make sure when you go for it that you're winning it. And it was probably about 2 centimetres away from Forbes nicking it past Diomandi. Then he was one-on-one with Jack Butland. Just another example of the hesitancy in this Rangers defence.
Well, play stopped at the moment as Carlos Forbes receives treatment, and certainly the referee Francois Letexier hasn't been called across the screen. In fact, he's just indicated to his ear there and crossed his arms, so no VAR intervention. He's saying the ball bounced up off Mohamed Diamandi's leg and then struck his hand, and I think that's the right decision.
It is, and then he's picked up a sore one. I've loved his attitude for us, but the sore ones come from him kicking against Diamandi. But I don't think he realises that yet.
4 minutes of additional time as Carlos Forbes returns to the field, and Rangers play a long diagonal out to the right hand side. Ant-Man is the man who picks up. He tries to jink his way into the box, but it doesn't work, and Joaquin says can clear only as far as Nico Raskan. The ball still in the Bruges half. Rangers bodies in front of him, quite static though, but Max Aarons picks up and it just goes back to Raskan. They're looking for a man in the middle. There's only Danilo. It takes a touch. It threatened to break for the Brazilian. Instead it just comes all the way back to Simon Mignolet. The Rangers fans again not too impressed with what they've seen there in the attack. I'm having a quick look at the stats. 50-50 possession, 5 shots for Rangers, none on target. 5 shots for Club Brugge, 5 of them on target. 4 corners for Rangers, 5 for Club Brugge. It doesn't look like the stats are telling the same story that the scoreline does. It's Rangers trying to play that ball in behind again to Gassama. He has been the main outball for Rangers tonight. This time it doesn't work. Saba able to get back there. Onyedika again dropping so deep before whipping the ball across his own backline to Spiliers, and he gets it up to Saba. Rothwell now trying to press, but it could come to Solis. There was again that hesitation that has plagued the Rangers backline. This time John Souttar able to mop up and play it back to Jack Butland. The ball on the far side. We're into that first minute of additional time in the first half. Rangers 0, Club Brugge 3. Ant-Man inside on the left foot, knocks it back to Diamonde. He tries to play it out to Gassama, but that's probably the worst Rangers pass of the night. You can tell that from the crowd reaction. He tried to whip the ball with pace and power out to Gassama, who belatedly holds the thumbs up out to Mohamed Diamonde. I don't think he really thought that. I don't think he was happy.
Yeah, he rushed it. I mean, the difference when you're watching the two sides, and you read the stats out there, is that when Brugge are in possession of the ball, it looks safe, it looks secure, and it's done at a real tempo with real movement and options off the ball. Rangers have kept the ball at times, but you've never looked convinced watching them that they're going to go and cut them open.
Could be a chance here as Solis tries to get to the flick on. He's won the ball back off Aarons. He tries the low shot, and it's across the face of goal and behind. Butland happy to watch that one, but again a mistake at the back from Rangers. I think this time it was Max Aarons, and it almost allowed the chance for Christos Solis. I think it was just a little too wide. He would have done well to beat Butland from there. Again though, Club Brugge threatening a fourth. If the game wasn't already done, it would be then. Gassama though is running at Sabe, skips inside, goes down, he wins the free kick. A late chance for Rangers in this first half. Gassama, who was down clutching at his ankle in agony, is back up to his feet to win the ball back and take it off Carlos Forbes.
Lucky he's not getting booked there, Forbes. He's waited and then he's dwelt, and he's not happy. He's got a free kick given against him. Then as soon as I think it was Rothwell got closer, he just tapped it away. He's lucky he's not in the referee's notebook.
It's Joe Rothwell standing over it.
It's some time to get a goal back, this, I tell you.
Needs something just ignite that little bit of energy, quality, belief.
Well, at the moment it's threatening to be a very flat atmosphere at half-time, but it's Joe Rothwell who has the free kick on the left-hand side. He curls it to the front post. It was Vermont with the header, could still drop. Diamonde goes down. It's a free kick the other way. I saw the referee Francois Letexier getting his whistle to his mouth. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. It was Diamonde who hit the deck, but instead he blows for a Club Brugge free kick.
It's a dangerous ball in, yeah. Yeah, Diamonde's got two arms round them. They were both kind of grappling, but it's probably most likely to be going in the favourite of the defender at that stage.
So the chance.
Onyedika again. I mean, they're just, whereas Rangers look vulnerable, mistake after mistake, the back line especially, their back line's been rock solid, even their midfielders going back there.
And there is the half-time whistle, and listen to that reaction at Ibrox. The natives are restless. They have watched their side capitulate in the early stages of this Champions League playoff first leg. It was a mistake at the back from Nasser Giga that allowed Romeo Vermont in to chip Jack Butland from 30 yards after only 3 minutes, and it didn't get any better from the next corner in just the 7th minute. A completely unmarked Jonas Spiliers ghosted in, and his volley deflected past Jack Butland to make it 2-0. The next goal was a little longer in coming, and it was an absolute screamer from Brandon Mekala, the centre half, allowed to chest the ball down on the edge of the area and rocket it past Jack Butland. But Ibrox was absolutely flattened. The bottom just fell out of the atmosphere, and Rangers had no idea how to react to that. We'll see how they respond in the second half. It's an unbelievable mountain to climb for Russell Martin and his side. The biggest test of his Rangers career so far, and right now he's failing at half-time at Ibrox. Rangers 0, Club Brugge 3.
Rangers in the UEFA Champions League playoff round.
Live on Sports Sound.
From BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Kenny McIntyre, Tom English, Stephen Thompson and Billy Dodds alongside me here on the gantry. Tom English, what on earth did you make of that first half?
Bruges, very, very good, very slick, very clinical. Rangers, they look like a pub team at the back. Sorry, they look like a team that doesn't know left hand but doesn't know what the right hand is doing. The first goal, Giga, okay, he thinks Butland is coming out. Even if Butland comes out like Usain Bolt, he's not getting that ball. And Giga just gives up. He gave up against Alloa at the weekend. He's laid down like he was half dead. And Alloa broke and scored. He's given up again tonight. Appalling defending. Excuse me. They're defending all night. has been off the scale bad. It's hard to remember. I mean, I'm thinking back to when they got pulverised that season in the Champions League, and I don't think the defending was as bad as this.
No.
This defending it's Sunday League stuff, and with due apologies to Sunday League stuff. This is a joke of a Rangers performance at the back.
It's embarrassing, Stephen, isn't it? A chorus of boos there at half-time with that third goal in the 20th minute. We saw, particularly in the Broomloan stand, scores and scores of Rangers fans leaving. They had enough, and you can understand it, because at that point you're thinking this could be any score.
Yeah, it got a bit concerning at one stage, there's no doubt about that. And I think you look to the Butland save down to his right-hand side from the Forbes shot, which he probably, I felt as though, could have done slightly better with. It's a good save. I think if it goes to 4, I mean, the tie should be over as it stands. If it goes to 4, it's definitely over. So yeah, I mean, the performance has been really, really poor. But you know, as we mentioned in the build-up to the game, and spent a bit of time mentioning about how Rangers have been coughing up opportunities to sides, not just in Europe, but ever since the season started, and that a team of this quality were not going to be quite as profligate and when those chances arose, and they weren't, and they probably could have scored more in that first half. So defensively hesitant, poor. In midfield, they've not got to grips with the game at all. Yes, the Brugge tempo of movement, the tempo of passing, the quality of play has been very, very high, but I still think they should be able to deal with that and sort the situation out better on field or from the side of the pitch, because they were getting a chasing, and they're up against a good team, I'll reiterate that, but it's Rangers' home game with so much at stake. It has just simply got to be better. They've given themselves an absolute mountain to climb. They cannot concede another goal, and they definitely need to score at least one to go over there with even the slimmest of hopes.
Can you imagine this team against really good Champions League opposition?
No.
Can you imagine what would happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, I think, you know, having watched the 2 previous games, especially the one away in Pilsen last week, you would say that this team isn't ready for the Champions League. That's guaranteed. But what you would say is, yes, you 100% would take the money and the prestige that goes with it and the supporters, and it would be great for Scottish football to have Rangers in the Champions League. But you'd be afraid of what could happen to them.
I think if this team goes into the Champions League and they're not going into it, Russell Martin's job would be really on the line, because I think they would get pasting after pasting, and what happened to Giovanni Van Bronckhorst could happen to him as well.
Billy, talk us through this zonal marking. So I'm interested in that. The second goal came from the corner. We spoke about that before the game. I could not believe the space for the Bruges players in the Rangers box.
Yeah, but they've looked at the Rangers setup. I think they use 4 or 5, one at the front post and then 4 along the zonal line, and that only leaves them 3 to go towards the penalty spot, and Bruges put 4 there. And then they ran them in, and the guy for the edge of the box, because they've not got enough numbers to do that, because they've also got 2 out for the shot, and they've not got the numbers. He's just sprung in once they've run the 3 in that are marking them. So they're running the 3 at the penalty spot into the zonal line, and that leaves them edge of the box free for the out swinger. And he put it to about maybe just beyond the penalty spot, and he just steered it. Spielers just steered it towards the goal, and it went through bodies and in. But that is a zonal, right? We've talked about that. That's the setup. They've been done. That can happen, whether you're man marking or zonal marking. But they've not been ready for that one. What you've got to do for the zonal position is try and adjust. Not just, this is what happens in zonal. You end up blaming one another. It wasn't my area. It wasn't my area. At least you know, if you're designated marker, then he's the one that's getting them. But there's none of them adjusted where they thought, right, he's out swung it. Sometimes the zonal line usually takes a couple of yards more because they know it's an outswinger, and run from that zonal position, but they just stayed static, and the other 3 were run in. Edge of the box man just guides it in. It's not just zonal, Kenny. Right now, I worried. I told you the top players in this team before, and you see it for yourself. It's played out. They have been absolutely lethal. What I would say about the Rangers team that I worry about, and we want them to get better, we want them to start putting in a challenge. That's why it's frustrating. I don't think the recruitment so far, or what they've shown yet, is any better than what's been here before.
Right, Rodwell for me has looked knackered in every game. Max Aarons for me in every game has looked out of his depth, and I know it's early days, but it's a huge concern.
That's the fear, that it's just bring in the next set of recruitment and everything will be fine. No, it's the right temperament, it's the right mentality, it's the right sort of players for the club, and that was my fear. And I'm glad I said it early, because it's now playing out now. I want Rangers to get better, I really do. Being here gave you that buzz back to go and for them to really start challenging Celtic. That was a remit, and I just think I'm going through players who are in the team and I'm thinking, right, is he any better than what was here? I'm not saying they're bad players, Kenny, that's not what I'm saying, but you've got to, if you're going to get better. Tom talked about it before the game, and he said, you know, let him get his own players in, and it's a new recruitment, then you've got to give them time, and if they get time, then you've got to have patience to make sure that they're getting better. I'm not seeing that they're getting better with the recruitment so far, and there's actually things happening on the park that you can see that they're very nervous.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I fear for the boys who have come in the team, but I'm just seeing so far Gassama a wee bit different. He's showed a real spark, but en masse so far they have to be better than what was here, and I'm not just seeing that yet. Maybe they'll prove me wrong and go on to have brilliant Rangers careers, but I just don't see it yet.
I think McHoma, I give him praise. He's been up against a flying machine,
Tenacious.
and he's done really well. Tenacious, looks like a battler, looks like he's made of the right stuff, you know, bit of a warrior there. The rest of them, I don't know if they think they're better than they are. Maybe he's just a disorganised rabble. Maybe it's all down to Russell Martin's coaching. But this has been in the post. You know, they got lucky against Panathinaikos. They got lucky against Victoria Pilsen. Chances after chance after chance and weren't punished. Tonight they're getting punished. And they're actually lucky it's 3-0. It could be 5 just as easily.
What can he do, Russell Martin, on the touchline? 3-0 down. It's potentially going to get toxic in here tonight. The players look short and confidence. What does he do?
He'll not do it. Well, he has to go for it now, and that's what's forced, because as Tomo said, it's at home. You've got to try and get back the tie, and I don't mean go for it to get level, but maybe try and nick a goal or two. If you do that, you've got a chance, but he won't change. So we said, identified what is where Bruges can get them. That's what I was worried about. I went through it all before the start of the game. They're going to play high, they're going to get you in the counter-attack, they're going to have the players to do it. It's played out. I was fearful, but now they're going to have to chase, and that won't suit. But I don't think, if you're asking me what they're going to do now, I don't think Russell Martin is going to change his style of football now. He doesn't do plan B.
Well, I mean, another player we spoke about, Steve, before the game was Danilo. You express your concerns about what he offers to Rangers right now, and he's done nothing in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have said he's had magnificent service to him or anything like that, or balls coming into the box for him to throw himself at in terms of chances, but a couple of slack ones. Again, you know, how does he move the two centre-halves? How does he annoy the two centre-halves of Club Brugge? What does he do to make their game difficult? Not enough is the answer to that question. I agree with Doddsy. I think Gassama's been the one who has shown the guts when he's got on the ball to try and go and make things happen. He came close on a couple of occasions, just not quite coming off for him. On the other side, Ant-Man's not really been involved. I'm with you with that. Aaron's, I know I gave him the benefit of doubt at left back when he was playing out of position, but he's now playing in his position. I don't see how that's an upgrade on James Tavernier, who's been in this movie in European football for Rangers for the last 10 years. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination the scoreline wouldn't be the same, but I just feel as though I don't see how that can be an upgrade for Rangers. So there's problems all over the pitch, and Tom rightly points out that it's the start of the season and this was never going to click into place straight away. But what he's going to be fearful of is, you know, if this one gets away from him even more in the second half, and as I mentioned, the 5 games that are coming up for Rangers after this one, it could be a very, very turbulent spell. So he's just got to make sure that he manages this situation well enough in terms of if Rangers can get out of this second half in a slightly better position, and then try and somehow raise the players again for their next game, which is not going to be easy, which is St Mirren away.
It's not his fault. Danilo is not his fault. This club spent $6 million on this guy.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored a goal in more than 14 hours of football. Now, listen, I'm 56 years of age, Kenny. I think if you stuck me up front for Rangers, eventually, inside 14 hours, I would score a goal.
You do something. I mean,
something going off my backside or something.
I mean, this is the problem. He offers nothing. And again, you look at Ant-Man, who was electric at home here against Pilsen. Tonight, nothing.
No, running down blind alleys. He's working hard, but this level of opposition have him in their pocket. He's just not good enough for this level of opposition. Gassama not good enough for this level of opposition. That's not necessarily the problem. They're working hard. That's not necessarily the problem.
Created a bit, Tom.
They've worked hard. They've got on the ball. They've a lot of possession. The possession stakes are probably 50-50. It's just the catastrophic mistakes and the space that Rangers afford smart footballers. That's the problem.
See, there's a bit of desire as well from some, and I'm not just having a pop, but he's probably physicality is not his game. But Danilo for the third goal is the guy's 2 yards behind him.
Oh yeah.
And he gets to the ball first and then thumps in a half volley. That is a necessity that you have got to be there to hold it up. And that'll be frustrating Russell Martin.
They've had 2 chances to clear that ball. 2 chances, and then the header comes out and Danilo's waiting for the ball to come to him. And the man just goes past him and just smacks it in the top corner.
Tom, the problem I think they look a soft touch right now. I think that Stephen Robinson St Mirren side, as Stephen Thompson's pointing out, the Rangers have now taken that game on Sunday.
Yeah.
You think of how Rangers performed against Dundee, against Motherwell, even against Alloa at the weekend. You think, as Stephen was there in Pilsen last week, they gave up so many chances. Any manager right now is going to fancy coming up against Rangers team.
Licking their lips to get at this defence.
Yeah.
Absolutely licking their lips. And Stephen Robinson is just the man to do it.
Yeah, that's a huge game for Rangers on Sunday. Full coverage, of course, on Sportsound. But my goodness, they need to come out of this with something tonight. So far, it's been a total embarrassment for Russell Martin and his team, and a lot of the fans showed their disgust when that third goal went in 20 minutes. They were heading for the exits. Had seen more than enough here tonight. Both sets of players are now out, so let's get back to second half commentary of this Champions League playoff match between Rangers and Club Brugge with Stephen Thompson, Billy Dodds and Andrew Petrie.
Thank you, Kenny. A total embarrassment. That's what you were saying, and I think plenty of these fans around Ibrox would agree with you. There is going to be a change at half-time. It's not for Rangers. Instead, it's for Club Brugge. We wondered how long Romeo Vermaat, the scorer of the first goal, would last. Well, it was only 45 minutes in the end. It looked like he'd picked up a hamstring injury. Replacing him is Nicolo Trusoldi, German under-21 international, signed in the summer for a fee that could rise to 10 million euros. That's the kind of firepower that Club Brugge can bring off their bench these days. It will be Rangers to get us underway in their home kit. Blue tops, white shorts, black socks. Shooting into the Copeland stand as it's rolled all the way back to Jack Butland, and it's a half-hearted bit of encouragement there from the stands. I think they know it. 3-0 down. This game is pretty much already done, and Onyedika has it now, and he gets it out to Solis on the left-hand side, and Brugge just so confident in knocking it around, as Stephen Thompson said it during the first half. They look so composed, so controlled, so confident on the ball. The antithesis of what Rangers are at the moment. They look nervy. They don't know really, or don't seem to know what the plan is. As Brugge just knock it from right to left over to Joaquin Says, the left back, who nutmegs Mohamed Diamonde and then just rolls it back to Brandon Mekala. Onyedika trying to find Vanaken, who uses his frame to hold off Max Aarons. And then Trusoldi goes down, and actually the free kick goes the other way. Nasser Chigo winning it. He was blocked off there by the half-time substitute. Joe Rothwell just plays it out to the left. Billy, you mentioned it at half-time. Russell Martin, known for sticking to his style, He has plan A, and that's about it. How difficult is that when it's not working, when you're 3-0 down? How much will his belief in that system be wavering right now?
Well, it probably suits it just now because that's an attacking formation and an attacking outlook on it. So we'll see how the second half. But the one thing out of that, they've got to defend better. But this is probably the right thing to do when you're 3-0 down, is have a go.
They've got the ball now, they try and work it down the left, but the pass is over, hit from Jerry Gassama on the far side. It will be a Bruges goal kick. Gassama and Meghoma, that left-hand side, probably the only ones getting any sorts of pass marks for Rangers players in that first half. Meghoma on his debut, on loan from Brentford, only signed yesterday. Gassama, of course, signing from Sheffield Wednesday in the summer. He has been really the only bright spark of the summer signings thus far, as Tresoldi goes up against John Souttar, and it's Souttar who uses his body well to shoulder Tresoldi out the way and just make sure that Rangers have the ball at the back, and they're once again knocking it around the defenders. Raskan dropping deep. He is under pressure from Tresoldi, but just knocks it to Giga. Max Aarons starts it right back and looks for the ball in behind over to Ant-Man. It's over hit. James Tavernier, of course, still available from the bench.
At least Aarons tries it on that occasion, Doddsy, because we've seen on a lot of occasions when he receives the ball, he's quite often taking it and going back to a centre half or sideways into a midfielder. He's trying to be more positive, even though he did overhit it for the run of Ant-Man.
Rangers with the ball on the edge of the box. It's Raskan who goes into the box. He goes down. He wasn't appealing, and it will just be play on. The ball back with Simon Mignolet in the Bruges goal. Just joining us, 48 minutes in the second half, just underway at Ibrox. Certainly more subdued than it was at the start of this game when the Champions League anthem was playing. This place was on its feet, absolutely roaring. Of course, it was silenced just 3 minutes later. Rangers desperately needing to find the next goal to keep some semblance of hope alive, trying to pull something from the embers. It's Gassama on the left. He has Meghoma ahead of him. Danilo late to get into the middle. Instead it goes to the back post where Joaquin Says heads away. Solis back into Van Aken. Onyedika just back to Says. So cool when under pressure. Van Aken, oh, he's lost the ball though. To Raskan, who's in on the right, tries to pull it into the middle. It was behind Danilo. And it comes out to Aarons, but that's given the crowd some encouragement. As Rothwell just knocks it back to Aarons. Ant-Man on the right, drawing Joaquin Says away from that left back role, and instead it's played to the left with John Souttar. Marcel Martin, we say, only knows one way, and it's attack. Well, they're attacking now. Gassama into the middle. This could be the chance for Danilo. He gets the goal for Rangers. They hit back early in the second half. 14 hours without a goal. What a time to find one. Rangers given just the smallest of lifelines. We said they needed the next goal. They've got it now. The ball in from Gassama. From Meghoma on the left-hand side. Made that underlapping run, whipped it low, and Danilo was on hand to hammer it home from just a few yards out.
The Rangers have started this second half with a far better appetite, looked a bit more dangerous, snapping into challenges. And it was a really well-worked goal down the left-hand side. Gassama and Meghoma with the overlap, and Danilo doing what all good strikers do, getting into the middle of the 6-yard box. The ball in's quality. He simply cannot miss. He's tapped it home from 5 yards, and there's a lifeline.
I'll tell you, it's the first time Forbes switched off as well, which was good for Rangers. When Meghoma takes off, he's spotted well, and it's a brilliant cross right across the face. And Danilo, all he has to do is concentrate and get in the contact and smack into the middle of the net. So right back in it.
Rangers 1, Cercle Bruges 3. Danilo Pereira with the goal might just give them hope. And it was made by Jayden Meghoma, the England under-19 international, making his Rangers debut. There's been so many question marks about that left-back spot. Max Aarons has played there so far this season. Yefte as well. Ridvan Yilmaz seemingly frozen out, seemingly on his way out of Ibrox. And it looks like Jayden Meghoma has come in, and with this performance he's certainly made it his own. There's a foul on the far side, and there's going to be a booking as well as Gassama goes down.
Sabi takes him out, just spins Gassama. The full back just takes him out. Yellow card. Good start from Rangers, giving them a real lift, giving the crowd a lift. If only something crazy happens, like they get a second goal.
It was Saba who's gone into the book there. But Rangers back on their feet, and Ibrox back on its feet, roaring their side on. It's Nico Raskan, the ball back to Max Aarons in the Rangers half. John Souttar has it now, and this Ibrox crowd much more positive, much more forgiving at the moment. It's Joe Rothwell who has it out to Aarons. Now Oliver Antman. A second goal here would be incredible. Antman with the ball in it, dealt with it the first attempt and then just cleared away. And Bruges for the first time don't look in complete control of this match.
It's been a great wee spell for Rangers, it really has, and so used to in the first half seeing Bruges have comfortable possession of the ball. Rangers are snapping after them in this second half, trying to meet them higher up the pitch. It's been successful so far.
Don't know what he said, maybe just say what you want to do. You want to go out just a limp and a whimper.
Yeah.
They certainly kicked them into gear, and they're snapping at them. The goal's going to give them some energy, as I said, so really at it just now.
It's Gassama who has the ball on the edge of the box on the left hand side. He's still going, he rolls it back to Megoma. Chance now for Rangers, could drop, no, it comes to Rothwell in the box, it's blocked again. But Rangers are right back in this. They're 2 goals down on the scoreline. 3-1 still. You couldn't tell that from the atmosphere. It's rocking at Ibrox once again. The corner played short, comes back to Rothwell. He plays it to Diamonde on the edge of the box, tries the curled one. It was completely the wrong idea from the Ivorian, and the pressure released. But how quickly things can change.
Yeah, I mean, it's just given the stadium a massive lift. Again, it was good play down the left-hand side where most of Rangers' attacks are coming from, involving Gassama and Megoma. It comes to Danilo in the middle of the box. This when he tries the wee cute back heel, didn't quite come off for him. Eventually, when it does work its way out to the edge of the box to Danilo, he'd have been better just putting that back into an area. I think he's trying to curl one to the top corner. I've got caught in 2 minds, and it was harmlessly wide and past the post.
Diamonde down in the middle, he's back to his feet now, but Bruges have the ball once more. They need to stem this tide of Rangers attack. They need to swing the momentum back their way, because right now it's all with the host. That's not something you could have really predicted in the first half, as Diamonde tries the ball in behind. It's Oliver Antman, takes it onto his left, he tries to cross, and it's Spiliers who gets it away just as far as Raskan. Poor touch though from the Belgian. Club Bruges trying to come away. It's Solis up against Giga. Max Aarons coming back there. Half-hearted effort at a shove, and instead Solis able to knock it back inside to Rafael Onyedika, who gets it out to the right. Saba playing in behind. Huge space at the back. This could be 4, but John Souttar clears away. Well, so good at one end, Rangers, but so lax at the back, so open. And Club Bruges came forward, and in one swift move they carved them open, and that was so close to being on a plate for Nicolo Tresoldi, but John Souttar doing the desperate defending at the back.
Yeah, I mean, just from one end to the other, it was just like controlled as well. They bring out this left-hand side, switch it, and then it's midfielder Stankovic who makes a run in the box. And when he gets it, he could just pull the trigger, I think, but he's trying to be unselfish, cut it back, Souttar blocks it away.
Here comes the corner, whipped in, Danilo heads away, drops to Fakin Says on the edge. He doesn't ever really think about the shot, seemingly, as it comes out to the right-hand side now. There's a couple of options. Forbes has made the run. The flag stays down at the moment. Forbes to the byline, cuts it in, and it's John Souttar behind again. And again, everyone looking for that flag, but it's just pointed towards the corner. Another Club Bruges set piece coming up.
Yeah, Bruges' turn now to put the pressure on. He does really well. Forbes going to the byline. He's on his right foot, tries to flash it across the face. John Souttar in a great position to header it, but he can only put it behind for this corner again.
There's Nicolo Tresoldi in there looking dangerously, still looking for his first Club Bruges goal since signing in the summer. corner, the outswinger comes in, it's bounced around Butland with the save. Well, it looked like Danilo was about to head that away at the front post. Instead, he missed it. It was a Club Brugge header that attacked the ball. In fact, it was a foot, and it was Mekala looking for his second of the game, and Jack Butland making the save. It's another corner, a third in a row for Club Brugge.
Yeah, get the first contact, steer it on target, but Butland's away and gets it around the post down to his left-hand side.
Ball in now, another outswinger, and this time it's a diving header from Nasser Giga to get the ball away, but Club Brugge have regained control of the ball. It's Villiers to the back post, Forbes leaps for it, flicks it on, will still drop to Brugge. They try and play it low, Suter in ahead of Tresoldi there, and Brugge just targeting Tresoldi in the middle time and time again, and John Suter is currently stuck to him like glue. He has to be, because Club Brugge are threatening a fourth, which could knock the wind right out of Rangers again.
Yeah, when Forbes flicks it on, he finds solace, and he just tries to be patient and pick out Tresoldi, who's in the 6-yard box himself, but Suter goes left and gets to that front post area and clears it away. Vital he got something on that, and Brugge would have had a fourth.
It's Onyedika who has the ball in his own half. He floats one out to the right-hand side. Forbes keeps it in. Forbes, who will know Nasser Giga. He was on loan at Wolverhampton Wanderers last season. Carlos Forbes. It was a disappointing season for him, though. He was looking to make the breakthrough at Ajax a couple of years ago. They paid 14 million euros to get him from Man City's academy. He played quite a lot as well, over 30 appearances in his season at Ajax. Wolves took him on loan, and it just seemed to stall his career slightly. He's looking to get back underway, and in fact he was linked with both Celtic and Rangers in the summer. How desperately Rangers would want him in blue tonight instead of the white of Club Brugge, as it's the Belgians who currently have the ball. They're knocking it about their own half. Onyedika dropping in between the centre halves, as he's done so often tonight. He looks a real player, real calm, real composed. No wonder so many clubs across Europe are looking at him. As Brugge just shipped the ball out to the left-hand side. It's Stankovic with the no-look pass that picks out saves perfectly. He slips the ball to Tsolis, who tries to play it across the middle, and it bounces off Chiga, and it's another corner. I said that Club Brugge have to stem this momentum that Rangers have. They've certainly done that, and it's the visitors who are having all the pressure on the home goal. In the last 5 minutes, almost an hour gone. Rangers 1, Club Brugge 3. It's another corner for the Belgians.
They're having to do an awful lot of defending this last 5 minutes. Rangers, it's as if Brugge have woken up for this second half. It was a brilliant switch of play. Out to Says on the left-hand side. He tries to flash it in. It comes off Shiga's face. In swinging corner coming up.
Well, the corner is just played short to Says on the edge of the box. Still doesn't want to shoot. He crosses to the back post. It's flicked on by Villiers, but it's a poor header. Not the best clearing header from Max Aarons, though, either. The danger still alive. Christoph Solis on the ball. He just plays it out to Sabe on the right-hand side, under pressure from that man, but Rangers' press is just a little too slow and allows Club Brugge to play it all the way back to their keeper. We are going to have 2 Rangers changes coming up. Hamza Igeman and Tello Asgard about to come on. Asgard, who made his debut against Allo Athletic at the weekend. Hamza Igeman, who, well, it looks like his future might still be at Rangers. He's been linked up with a move away all summer. As Gassam on the far side goes down with a sore one, and it allows Brugge to break. It's Tresoldi who goes down. The referee not interested, and that was a chance missed for Brugge. It was 4-on-4. Gassama back to his feet. Diamante coming forward to give it to him now. Gassama inside, pulls it back for Diamante, who can cross low, and it's cut away by Onyedika. It will go out for, no it won't. Diamante keeps it in play. Gassama on the corner of the box, onto the right, tries the shot now, it's flashed wide. Mignolet dived for it, took his hands away at the last second. He was confident it was going wide. I think he might have been the only person in this ground. That was close for Rangers, and they're now making those 2 changes.
It was really close. Again, it's Gassama coming onto his right-hand side, as we've seen him doing so often. He's trying to just curl it, get the purchase on it. It just would not turn before it went past the post. Only a foot past.
And it's Danilo, the goal scorer for Rangers, coming off. He's got the goal. It's given them just that glimmer of hope that they can pull something from the ashes of this game. It's Hamza Igeman coming on, and Tello Asgard is on as well. He's replaced Mohamed Diamande. What do you think of those 2 changes, Billy Dodds?
Yeah, very attacking, because Asgard will get forward as well. He'll get in the box, athletic, rangy as well, and then obviously Eager Man coming on, he's a bag of tricks. He's got sensational bits of his play, and hopefully he'll go and create something.
It says who nods in the pitch. Solis has the ball just inside the Bruges half, and it goes out for a throw. Rangers pressing well that time, and Giga not happy that Joaquin says just threw the ball away from him there. Max Ahrens takes the throw just back to Giga. Tello Asgard wearing the number 11 with the braided hair, the Norwegian, taking up the space that Mohamed Diamonde has vacated. And of course Hamza Egemen taking the place that Danilo has left. The ball just knocked back to John Suter, and Rangers once again a little slower in their build-up, but they are getting it forward just ever so slightly quicker than they were in the first half, and maybe that's no surprise. The confidence absolutely sapped from conceding those 3 early goals. They're a little bit better this half, but they need to watch that Club Brugge counter. It's Raskan who has the ball, back to Giga in the centre circle. Max Ahrens takes it from his defensive teammate, and just back inside to Ahrens. As Stephen Thompson mentioned at half-time, I did wonder if Rangers were to get through this tie, what the Champions League stage would look like, because they don't look ready yet. That's the fact of the matter. Of course, they had that group stage in the 2022-23 season. It was so bruising, heavy defeats to Ajax, Napoli and Liverpool, and it potentially set them back as Eager Man tries to produce the box of tricks. It's working at the moment, but he just concedes possession as he bundled his way into the box. He's certainly not short of confidence when it comes to being on the ball. It's Rothwell with it now. He plays Ahrens in on the right hand side. He's deep in the Club Brugge half, tries a left footed cross. It's heavy. Gassama trying to pick it out the sky. It's a poor touch though. He has it right in the corner now. What's he going to do with it? Whatever Egeman can do, I'm sure he can do better. He's twisting, turning, and just lays it back to Jaden Mekhoma. Here is Asgard. Knocks it back to Raskan. Rangers with plenty of bodies far forward, but only Egeman and Antman in the box at the moment. And in fact, Egeman's had to drop deep to try and receive the ball, but instead it's Max Ahrens. It's worked all the way back. It's a good defensive set from Club Brugge, and Antman has the ball on the halfway line. It's just knocked back to Giga. Rangers seemingly happy to keep the ball at the moment, but it's not getting them anywhere right now.
Yeah, but at least they're forcing the play. They look a bit more comfortable, don't look as nervous, as if they said, well, we're out, got nothing to lose, we're going after it a little bit. Just got to be careful in that counter-attack though, if Bruges nick it in the wrong area where they could punish them. But so far in this half they've looked pretty comfortable, a couple of occasions, but you'd expect that.
Almost 20 minutes gone in this second half. Rangers 1, Club Brugge 3. Danilo getting the goal that will please Russell Martin and give him confidence. If they can get a second, the atmosphere in this place will be electric. It's Antman who cuts inside on Yedika. Read that very, very easily. Then instead of just flipping the ball up to Carlos Forbes on the right hand side, he just took his time and knocked it back. And it's Club Brugge who still have the ball. 3-0 at half time. It took them a little while to get going in this second half, but they look much more composed and measured now. Is it difficult not to get complacent at that scoreline?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously they're away from home, so at half time I doubt there was much chat of going and chasing the fourth. Now they know that 3-0, the tie would have been done going home to back to Bruges, but this Rangers goal's changed the complexion ever so slightly. If Rangers could just force another goal in these closing stages, then it would give them a massive bit of hope going over there.
It certainly would. If you'll remember back in 2023 in the Champions League playoff, it was 2-2 in the first leg against PSV Eindhoven. They were then beaten 5-1 heavily over in the Netherlands. but they're coming forward now, and it's Gassama thinks about the shot from distance, plays it to Igman, tried to work the nutmeg on Onyedika to get it onto his left foot. You think maybe he had the chance and the time to fire the shot away with the right. Instead, Club Brugge able to get the ball away, and it's all the way back with Jack Butland just outside the Rangers box.
It's a fabulous position. He's picked up edge of the box. He's got that in him, a nutmeg, but a real instinctive striker would have just take a touch and pulled the trigger.
He should have hit it.
It's Oliver Antman now. Rangers have worked the ball long. Antman up against Joaquim Says. He's into the box on the right-hand side. Says gets the foot in, and it's another Rangers corner. And the confidence again just lifting slightly around Ibrox. We said Rangers were completely outclassed. It was a complete mismatch in that first half. Club Brugge, a European heavyweight, absolutely battered Rangers. It's not been the case in this second half. Rangers have matched them, and they've got that goal back. Can they find another? Joe Rothwell with the outswinger from the right-hand side in front of the Copeland stand. It's crossed very, very deep, flicked back in. There was a chance for Giga on the volley. It could still drop for Raskan. Brugge should get the ball away. There was an appeal for handball from the Belgians. They've cleared it long, and now Meghoma in a race with Solis, and he won that race, and Butland took a big touch and then made sure the pass was right. Solis was sliding in, and it's now up with Max Aarons into the centre circle. The ball out to the left-hand side with Tello Asgard, from Luton in the summer. Picked up that early injury, but he seems to be back to fitness now. He's off the bench. The ball with Carlos Forbes, who certainly doesn't look quite as keen to take his man on as he did in the first half. He was absolutely electric, all the flair in the world, but a little more composed now, and there's going to be further changes for both sides. Mikey Moore getting ready as Brugge work the ball up the left. It's brilliantly played. Joaquim Says is in behind. He's up against that man, plays it low. There's a touch. Butland with the save. It was Tresoldi who got his toe to it. He just flicked it towards the bottom corner, but Butland read it really, really well. But another chance for Brugge, and again it's that counter-attack that threatens to hurt Rangers. They survive this time.
It's brilliant play though. I've been really impressed with the young player. Says in the left back area, flashes the ball across first time, and it's the other substitute, Tresoldi, who just can only just kind of get a toe to it. Couldn't get much more on it under severe pressure.
It's a play leading up to it again, though, isn't it? Where it's played in the park and then switched out to Says, and then he just fires it in first time. Little flick, it was nearly 4.
It's worked out to Says again. This time he goes into the middle to Onyedika. Looks to me like James Tavernier's getting ready to come on. He might join Mikey Moore off the bench as Says looks for Solis, but instead comes back inside to Onyedika again. Rangers just camped inside their own half currently. It was a really important touch from Gassama. Again, a bit of hesitation from, it was John Suter this time. But Rangers get it away, and Spiliers loses out to Gassama. Igamane goes down. There was a little clip at the heels, and Rangers have the free kick in the Brugge half. And they take it quickly. Asgard has Rothwell to his right. Antman in acres of space. He finds him now. Here's the Finn. What can he do? He hesitates, dilly-dallying, and works it back to Aarons. The chance still on though. Aarons inside on the left foot. Threatens to pull the trigger. Instead, takes it off the toes of Hamza Igaman, who's not too happy about that. It's over with Meghoma, who tries the cross to the back post. Antman trying to time the jump. Joaquim Says got there and got the all-important touch. Solis gets it away. It comes off a Rangers foot, and it will be a Club Brugge throw-in. Mikey Moore and James Tavernier ready to come on. Billy Dodds, what do you make of those changes?
Yeah, just to give them some fresh impetus again, get fresh legs on the pitch, see who's coming off. He's done well, Meghoma, and it was that last run back. I saw him, he did brilliantly, won the foot race again, concentrated getting back to his goalkeeper, but you can see when he started to jog up the pitch, he get the old rubber legs on.
Aye. I mean, not just physically, but mentally, the whole occasion, he's really put a lot into it. And by the way, what amount of running he had to do, and high intensity running in that first half. Him and Forbes were having that kind of toe-to-toe the whole of the first half. He said it's an impressive debut. Liked a lot about it.
I looked around there, and there were a few Rangers fans who were off their feet to applaud Meghoma off the pitch, happy with what they've seen from the left back on his debut. Club Brugge going to make another couple of changes shortly. Looks like Bjorn Meyer Hugo Vetlesen ready to come on. Bruges quite happy to probably see this game out. 3-1, 70 minutes gone. They have the lead. Yes, Rangers with the ball on the left-hand side. James Tavernier, who had made the run, he's actually gone across the left back. And Max Aarons has stayed on the right. Perhaps a surprise given what's happened in earlier games.
Well, he wasn't convincing at left back, to be honest with you. I think maybe that's got something to do with it.
He came on and played left back Saturday against Alloa as well, James Tavernier, so maybe that experience and just he can handle playing in that position.
It's Rangers with the throw on the far side. Halfway inside the Bruges half. Ikaman's touch is poor though, and that allows Bruges the opportunity to clear the ball away. It's over to Mikey Moore, his first touch on the ball, it's direct. He runs straight at Joaquin Seis, tries. It was either a cross, it was either a shot, one way or another. It floated over the bar, but early attacking intent from the Tottenham Hotspur loanee.
Yeah, you always want to do something positive with your first touch when you come on as a substitute, a young man. It was definitely a shot. He gets his head down, but he was kind of crammed out by 2 or 3 of the Bruges defenders. Managed to kind of make a wee angle, but it was a difficult angle to get a shot away on target. Just floats over the bar.
And there is going to be, no, not quite yet, those Bruges changes. There's a man in a very nice suit currently changing the substitute board. As Max Aarons takes a touch, he's under pressure from Solis, but he just works it back to Butland, who clears well. Onyedika up against Ikeman, it bounces off the Nigerian international, and he charges into Telo Asgard. He's given away a foul there. Ikeman wanted to take it quick, but instead we will get those subs now. Carlos Forbes is one of those replaced. Hugo Vetlesen, the Norwegian international. Celtic fans who are listening, I'm sure there are a few of you, they will remember Hugo Vetlesen. He scored a couple of goals against them for Bodo Glimt a couple of years back as they knocked Celtic out, of the Europa League. The other change, Kiarni Saba comes off, the right back who made his first start of the season tonight and did well in it. Part of that composed Club Brugge backline. So Forbes, Saba off, Vetlesen and Bjorn Meyer on. Bjorn Meyer traditionally really a left back, so there might be a little change. Club Brugge's backline as Joe Rothwell floats a high free kick in. I think it was John Suter who got his head to that, and it will be a Club Brugge goal kick. 73 minutes played, Rangers 1, Club Brugge 3 in this Champions League playoff first leg. It's been a much better second half from Rangers. 3-1 at half-time. Billy, would you take that if you're Russell Martin?
Probably, because it could have been more, let's be honest. What I would say is, though, there'd been a great reaction, and you would have, and he would have up here bitten their hand off to get 3-2 out of this. If they get 3-2 out of this, they're still right in the tie. Right now, 3-1, yeah, it gives you a chance, but you feel as if it's a long shot. That's where they are, but it has been a good reaction second half.
Might be more of a long shot now as John Suter goes into the book. He held back Nicolo Tresoldi as Club Brugge threatened to attack there, and he's the first Rangers player into Francois Letexier's little black book as Onyedika has it at the back. Club Brugge currently still happy to knock it long, and this could be a chance. Tresoldi almost in behind. We come back for Club Brugge free kick. Max Aarons conceding the foul, and that's another Rangers player in the book very quickly. So 2 of their backline now cautioned.
Yeah, he just get the run off the back of Max Aarons, you can see it here, and he has a pull at him right in front of the referee. He knew that he'd got done with the run over the top. He did have a recovering player, so he maybe didn't need to make the foul, but silly booking.
You can see Club Brugge's intent there. Vanaken taking that free kick and just knocking it back to Onyedika inside the Club Brugge half. They are more than happy with the scoreline the way it is. Of course, they'd take a fourth, but only if there's an opportunity created by countering Rangers, you'd imagine. The ball comes to Solis. It's quite unorthodox. He chips it to the back post. It doesn't come off, and Butland just springs James Tavernier quickly on the left-hand side. He gets it up to Gassama. He's been a little bit quiet in the last 5 minutes, but he's coming back into it now. Running forward, he plays the spraying pass out to Mikey Moore, who's on the corner of the box on the right-hand side, trying the ball in. It's not the best pass, though. Onyedika very relaxed at the back, plays it to Mignolet, who just has to play it out for a throw. Lauded Club Brugge at the back at times, just how calm they've been. That was a little too much, though, I think, from Onyedika.
You don't say. And he's just popped it to his keeper from a yard away on the goal line.
The cross comes in now, though, and Mignolet watches it pass. That wasn't a million miles away, and Igamane was threatening. Rangers, you get the feeling they are going to get that chance for that second goal, and anything could happen after that, you feel?
Yeah, look, there's usually always a chance in the last 5-10 minutes, especially with you being the home team. My only concern is that they try and overplay for it and put too many men forward, because this team are still well capable of hitting you in the counter. And at 3-1, they've got a wee hope at 4-1. It's night-night.
It's Suter up against Trizoldi. The ball just bouncing back, and Nasser Giga covering well as Butland plays out to Raskan under pressure from Hans Vanaken, and Raskan did very well to play the ball away from his Belgian teammate there. His next pass was cut out, but it comes back to James Tavernier, and now it's Asgard coming forward to Gassama. They play the 1-2. Asgard in behind. Can he keep that ball in? He slides for it. Looks for Igamane at the front post. It's just a goal kick. Much to Igamane's frustration, but Rangers breaking up the left-hand side well there. They do look good when they get forward, Rangers. It's just their problems at the back that have become their Achilles heel so far this season. They need to sort that out, and they need to sort it out quickly. It looks like it's going to cost them a place in the Champions League at this stage. Only 3-1 in the first leg right now against Club Brugge, but not too long left to try and get something from this game. 77 minutes on the clock. It's a Rangers throw on the far side as Tavernier hurls the Club Brugge attacker Vertlesen to the floor as he raced to try and get the ball back in play. It's back now with Nasser Giga. Of course, the return leg to be played in Belgium at the Jan Bredel Stadium next Wednesday. Sportsound will give you full coverage of that as well. Suter picks out Gassama on the left, the constant outball. It's Joaquin Says he's up against now. But he slips and loses his footing, somehow keeps the ball. He's still got it now. Can he make the space? He gets to the byline. Can he cut it back? This is brilliant from Says. It's bouncing around, it's in! Rangers do have a second! From absolutely nowhere, there's just a goal deficit in this game. Rangers trying to pull off an ambitious rescue at Ibrox, and they're 2/3 of the way there. They look dead and buried at half-time, but they've come back, and it's JD Gassama who's forced the second goal. I have no idea how he's done it, but somehow the ball has ended up in the back of the net.
But I'll tell you something, he does absolutely brilliantly on the line. He shows so much strength and desire, and checking for a potential foul by the attacking player. Can't see that. I didn't see anything.
A little jersey pull, but I think nothing.
Or has the goalkeeper got two hands on it here when he goes to put it in? Possibly. I mean, Gassama does ever so well.
Francois Letexier is coming across to the screen. Did Simon Mignolet have two hands on the ball as JD Gassama forced it into the net? It's a really tough one to call. I don't envy the referee here. Free kick given. Rangers' second goal is ruled out. JD Gassama kicking the ball out of Simon Mignolet's hands on just about the goal line. It's a tough one.
There has to be 0.1 of a second in that at the very most.
I think even one glove, I think they say if you've got one glove on it, but he had two for a split second. But go back to Gassama. We said he was the main player in the first half. He's a Wrigley customer, and he twists and turns there. He drives into the box, he gets the pass away, they think the man inside's going to score, and then the defensive clearance comes straight back to him, and he pops into the net, and unluckily just the goalkeeper had two gloves on it for a split second.
But even that disallowed goal, it will buoy Rangers. They know they can get that second goal. They've forced a mistake in the Brugge back line, and it's just fraction of a second too late that Gassama gets to the ball. He has been, I reckon, Rangers' best player tonight, perhaps their best player this season. He's been absolutely electric since he signed.
Yeah, it'd be hard to argue with that. In fact, down the left-hand side, I think Migoma and Gassama caused far more problems than out on the right when it was Ant-Man and Aarons.
It's Brugge who have the ball. Joaquin Says, who started at left back, has moved across to the right-hand side. And there's a free kick to Club Brugge there, as well as Howard Webb watches on. Former referee. I'm sure he would have made the same decision.
I speak to, he's having a day with Crawford Allen as well, ex-head of referees, so speaking to him earlier and having a nice jolly day out.
Well, no, not much VAR controversy for him to be too worried about there. I think that was, although unfortunate, fairly cut and dried to deny Rangers that second goal. As the ball's chipped over the top, it's Tresoldi looking to get in there. I think he's won the throw. Yep, he has.
Come on, Shiga last.
Solis, just down in front of us, just knocks it back to Bjorn Meyer on Yedika. He's always looking backwards on Yedika. He is capable of a sideways or forwards pass, but tends to be that backwards ball to just really control the tempo so far. That's what he's done. The ball is now sprayed out to the right. Now Club Brugge come forward. Joaquin Says to the edge of the box. Club Brugge looking for their fourth to kill this game. It's high over the bar from Vetlesen, and that would be a real sucker punch for Rangers. If in the space of just a couple of minutes they have one ruled out and then concede a fourth, how on earth could they recover from that? I think that would probably be enough to floor any team.
Yeah, again, Say's doing really well. Switch sides, obviously he's on the right this time, driving forward, cuts it inside to Vetlesen, who tried to fashion a wee half yard for the shot, but wildly high over the bar.
Making his 48th appearance for Club Brugge. Joaquin Says, only 20 years of age, joined the academy aged 7. He's one of many youth products in this Club Brugge side. It's a revered, famous academy system they've got, and it's a lot of players coming through their B team, Club NXT, in the Challenger Pro League, the second division in Belgium. An interesting setup they've got is Hamza Igman fights off one challenge. He's into the box. There's space in front of him if he can get the shot away, but he's forced right. He tries to cut it back now. Mignolet punches away, and it's cleared. It looked for just a split second like a route to goal had opened up in front of Hamza Igman. He didn't take the shot, instead was forced right. It's Igaman and Gassama can almost create these situations out of sheer tenacity at times. And it's Gassama with the ball now on the left-hand side for Rangers. He had one ruled out just moments ago. What can he do now? He's into the box, cuts onto the right, tries the curled shot. It loops up and it's over. Behind for another Rangers corner. Gassama almost single-handedly getting Ibrox back to its feet. And he will take this corner now.
He's always positive, he's always looking to try and create, whether that be a shot, take a player on, get a cross in. You've got to love that.
It's an opportunity now. Igaman, if he just had gotten his head up, it would have been a chance. But it's a Rangers corner in any case. It's not the best, but it's flicked on. And it might drop now for Max Aarons. I think he thought about the shot very briefly, then decided against it. Tavernier with the cross to the back post. Igaman with the header. Might drop down, it's cleared away. Now Tresoldi trying to put Gassama under pressure, just knocks it back to Rothwell. There's bodies out on the right-hand side. It's a superb ball out to Mikey Moore. Is his cross any better? It's not a bad one, but Mignolet picks it out the sky and then falls to his feet, goes down, and the referee has blown for a free kick in, of course. Simon Mignolet, 84 minutes on the clock and the scoreboard at Rangers 1, Club Brugge 3. Will take every second to just hold his knee and go down for some physio treatment. Meanwhile, Club Brugge about to make another change. Ludovic Rice, the number 6, a former Barcelona academy player, is going to enter the fray at Ibrox. 84 minutes gone, like I say. Tomo, do you reckon there's still another chance?
Yeah, there'll be another chance.
Couple?
Yeah, I think there will be another chance in this match for Rangers. I mean, Bruges, they had that spell earlier in the game, but they haven't really, in the last, say, 10 or so minutes, tested or anything that was really overly threatening.
Well, there's going to be a Rangers change as well. Lyle Cameron is coming on. He replaces Joe Rothwell. Of course, Cameron, who got the goal away in the Czech Republic against Victoria Pilsen in the 2-1 loss. His first goal for Rangers since signing from Dundee. What kind of impact can he have tonight? Have you been impressed with the start that he's made to life?
Yeah, I have. Yep, I have. I think he's going to have to be patient, but certainly when he's been given the opportunity, he's looked a bundle of energy, and we know he's got the quality.
He's got the ball now. He plays it up the line for Ikeman as Onyedika's down in the middle near the halfway line, holding his face. Play raging on though. Mikey Moore has it. He's up against the fullback. He crosses in. It's headed away by Spaliers at the front post, and it will be a Rangers throw. Onyedika's still down. I should mention as well, that's Rangers' fifth and final change. Lyle Cameron, Tavernier, Asgard, Cameron, Igamane and Moore have all come off. Onyedika sitting up now. The Rangers fans not happy. I think there's a bit of gamesmanship in this.
Yeah, I never saw the incident, to be honest with you. It was the ball had travelled down the wing by that point in time. We might get a wee rerun of it, but I don't think the referee saw much in it either. Yeah, you're going to kill the game, aren't you, at this stage? Russell Martin raging, but you'd be wanting his players to do exactly the same thing when you're 3-1 up, away from home.
Plenty subs and plenty injuries in this second half as well, so you're talking maybe, what, 6 minutes? So you're still looking about 10 minutes to go yet, still trying to force that goal that would give them a hell of a chance going over there, and you wouldn't have thought that at half-time.
I suppose, obviously, Russell Martin will be buoyed by this second half performance, but will it almost be all the more frustrating that it's taken them until the second half to match Club Brugge? That first 20 minutes has potentially done them out of this tie. Is it a case of, you know, we sort the defensive errors and we're a good team, or is there more to it?
I think they've shown that they're capable of being creative, and they've got attacking players that can hurt teams, but until they sort out the defending, this is just going to keep happening.
Well, they've got the throw on the far side. Onyedika now off, and seemingly up the tunnel as well. Club Brugge down to 10 as Tavernier hurls it in. It's bouncing around, almost came to the back post with Hamza Igman. But Club Brugge able to get it away. It's Gassama who almost falls over when he's on the ball, then gets back to his feet. It's flicked to the left-hand side. Ikeman back on the ball, slips it to Asgard. It's a wayward and woeful cross from Asgard. The ball goes behind. Another decent chance for Rangers to get the ball in the box, and occasionally, just occasionally, Club Brugge inviting that pressure. We know, of course, they can break that press and counter quickly. They're going to make that change. Onyedika taken off, and it's going to be a debut for Diakon, who was only signed yesterday, signed for a reported €8.5 million from Stade Reims, one of their brightest players as they were relegated from Ligue 1 last year. Made over 50 appearances, the French teenager. It would be some impact if he could score with just a couple of minutes remaining. 88 minutes on the clock now. Rangers 1, Club Brugge 3. As Ludovic Rice gets his first touch and just knocks it back to Simon Mignolet, who'd just taken a dreadful goal kick. He's recovered well though. It's Aarons tangling with Solis. The foul going against Solis. I think they were both as bad as each other there. It's a free kick to Rangers in their own half.
Tavernier and Aarons have had a little switch. I'm just wondering if they can maybe get down this right hand side, and the fresh legs are capable of putting in a bit of quality.
It's Mikey Moore who has the ball. He knocks it back to Giga. The centre halves will have taken more touches than anyone else in this game. I'm absolutely sure of it. It's Suter whose job it is though to try and drive it forward. His pass to try and break the lines bounces off a white shirt and goes out for a Rangers throw on the far side. Aarons just goes back to Suter. Rangers still patient despite the scoreline, 3-1 down in the 89th minute. Suter taking the ball over the halfway line, spreads it out to Gassama. Asgard again made the run. It's a nice turn. He's got room to shoot, not that much room, and it's blocked. Tresoldi, who hasn't been able to get any change out of Suter or Giga, should be said, but the ball breaks awkwardly to Diakon. He's now up against Cameron. Rangers appealing for the throw. They don't get it, and it's a Brugge throw-in as Diakon slaps the ball away from Lyle Cameron. 5 minutes of additional time. If Rangers were to get a second goal here, of course they'd still trail, but it would be a huge shot in the arm. It would give them a chance over in Belgium, and at half-time that looked non-existent. As Tavernier heads away the throw-in, Vanaken has been a lot quieter in this second half, as have most of the Club Brugge attackers. And it's Rangers with the ball coming over the halfway line. Ikamane trying to play Gassama in. It's Aarons who wins the ball back though. Gassama able to get there. He's gone down. Gassama still going. He's into the box. It had to be an inch perfect tackle from Mekela, and it was. And he now stretches potential cramp for the Belgian international. Play goes on. Max Aarons still down on the far side. Brilliant tackle from Mekela, but a Rangers corner now.
You know, he's the one whose team need the goal. I don't know why he's lying in the pitch. There was not enough in that challenge for him to rolling about for 2 minutes.
Max Aarons is the only man back for Rangers. The Club Brugge counter here would be deadly, but it's Tavernier to take the in-swinging corner. It's a dreadful ball though, and it's cleared at the front post, and now there could be danger. Solis was threatening it, but Mikey Moore got there first, and Cameron slices a ball forward, looking for Asgard, who clashes heads. In fact, it's a yellow card, which looks a little harsh. It did look like a clash of heads, and Joaquin Says is of course going to stay down for as long as possible here. We're 90 seconds into additional time, 5 minutes added on. Rangers 1, Club Brugge 3. The elbow
catches him,
crashing into Joaquin Says, and maybe that yellow card justified.
Nah, never.
Just led with it a bit like you used to do, Tomo.
You've got to lead with your arm, yeah, but yeah, he does catch him. He does catch him, no doubt about it.
The clumsiest arms ever. But anyway, it was a free kick, it was a yellow card, and it kind of just, it's a momentum stopper.
It sapped any energy that was building around Ibrox, and the fans who had stayed for the second half now looking to beat the traffic. That said, I'm sure they would have taken 3-1 at half-time. They probably would have bitten your hand off for it. It looked a million miles away.
Yeah, it was looking worrying at one stage. And you know, we're only 20 minutes into the match, and Rangers were really, really, really toiling. But you have to give them credit for this second half performance. It's been a lot braver. But you just wonder whether the damage has already been done.
Well, if they make the start that they made tonight in Belgium, it could be severely bruising. But as it stands, they will just take a 2-goal deficit. Stranger things have happened. They need a much improved performance over the 90 minutes. The second half they've done well, but that first half they just cannot account for. As Simon Mignolet gets the ball back in play. It was supposed to be 5 minutes of additional time. It will be a little longer. Igaman trying to flick it away from Mekela, who's touch tight to him at the moment. Can Igamane wriggle away from this? Almost. He goes to the deck. No free kick though. And Vanaken threatening the break. Club Brugge coming down the left. Solis whipping the ball off his toes, trying to play it back into Diakon. It will just be a throw, and Club Brugge will take their time over this. A fourth goal for Club Brugge would kill the tie-off, you have to think.
Yeah, it was unlucky from Solis. I mean, Tavernier and Raskin had committed to him and left the new signing Diakon. If he got that ball through, he was kind of in at the angle, but he was certainly going to get an attempt at goal or a pass. It would have maybe a set-up, something for Brugge.
It's Meyer with the throw. Comes off Diakon. The youngster, he's bundled over by James Tavernier, who concedes the free kick. It's needless, and it puts Rangers under needless pressure at the very end of this game. And another goal, like I was just saying, would end any hopes they have of progression. And it's the Rangers captain who's conceded it.
I don't even know if it'll go in to get another goal. I think
No,
just
it's
keep
a good
it.
point. It's not gone in, it's just played into the corner. But there's a ball onto the back post. If Vanaken gets his head up instead, he's crowded out, and it's Rangers coming forward now, pouring forward with Nicola Raskin. Asgard's to his left, he goes to Igaman on the right. It's outside the box. Igaman takes a touch, tries to cross now. It's Mignolet who spills. Shout for a penalty, it's just a corner. There's a man down at the back post for Rangers. It was messy. It's Gassama. Mignolet just spilling the ball over his head, and the Rangers fans in the crowd making the TV sign with their hands. Is there anything in this? Let's have a look at the
penalty,
replay.
Yeah, they want a penalty. It's definitely a tangle of legs. both going for it once Mignolet spills it.
It's a hard one it's a really hard one to call. I don't know, I couldn't see there if he gets the touch on it or not. If he doesn't get the touch, I'd say penalty. If he does get a touch, then corner's the right decision, but that replay didn't show it.
Gassama wants him to go and look at the monitor, but he's not having it.
No, Willie Delageau, the VAR not getting involved this time. As the corner is whipped to the back post, Suter rising, it's headed not far away, still bouncing around for Rangers. This could drop to Cameron on the edge of the box, it's blocked at close range. Then Igamane takes a huge slice, and now Club Brugge coming forward. It's from one end to the other here. Diakon eager to make an impact on his Club Brugge debut. Solis to his left, he might go all the way himself, he slips it to the right, it's well blocked at the back. That was an enormous opportunity for Club Brugge to end all hope that Rangers have of Champions League progression. Instead, Diakon may be choosing the wrong option, but there's a chance on the left-hand side as Meyer comes in behind. He cuts it back for Diakon. Butland makes a save straight at the Rangers goalkeeper. It's end-to-end as we come into the closing stages. 96 minutes played now, and Solis takes the ball off Igaman's toes. He stays down. That's not what Rangers need right now. They need to get that ball forward in a desperate hope. Desperate search for a second goal, but they won't get it. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and there are still some jeers at Ibrox, but the second half performance has been much improved, but there was nothing they could do to salvage that first half. In 20 first half minutes, Club Brugge blew them away. Rangers rocked, stunned at Ibrox as the visitors from Belgium soared into a 3-goal lead. The first one, a dreadful mistake between Giga and Butland that allowed Vermaat to just steal in and chip Butland from 30 yards, a sumptuous finish. But he never ever should have had that kind of space. Just a couple of minutes later, there was even more space. This time it was for Jorn Spilliers to volley home from a corner, and in the 20th minute they made it 3. Club Brugge just incredible in the first half. Rangers, though, came back in the second half, and it was Danilo Pereira who gave them hope. They had chances, both sides had plenty of chances in that second half, but it finished at Ibrox. Rangers 1, Club Brugge 3.
Rangers in the UEFA Champions League playoff round.
Live.